Today, I'm sharing 7 changes that I made to heal my gut and increase my health and wellness. 7 changes that I made to my routine and to my diet that absolutely healed me. And I got rid of bloating and pain and discomfort, in addition to losing weight in the process. Welcome to Nutritional channel. On this channel, we advocate for a healthy living, healthy lifestyle, longevity, a ketogenic diet, fasting, both intermittent fasting and full fasting, and detoxification of your body, mind, and soul. And of course, general happiness. Because if you're eating well and you're looking good and you love the way you look, you're generally going to be happier, right? Yeah, you'll be happier. Now, if this is your first time to our channel, welcome. Please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscription button. Thank you. And hit the notification bell so that whenever we post new content, you will be the first to know. All right? Now, please make sure you share the content as well with other folks, okay? And if you like what I have to say, please give a thumbs up. Today's video, as I said, is about 7 things that I did to change my body, okay? And heal my gut, all right? Now, I listened to a great video by Haley Gamba. She's another YouTuber, and she made a really great video about 5 changes that she made to heal her gut. All right. Now I did 7. Some of our changes overlap and some are different. And so I linked her video below. So you should check out her video if you haven't seen her video. Okay. It's a really great video. Let's get into the video. The first change that I made to my habits was I started intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, if you do not know, is essentially time restricted eating. So instead of eating all the time, or eating, 6 little meals a day, right? I switched it up and I started eating within an eating window. Now, with intermittent fasting, you can have, a 12-hour eating window, an 8-hour eating window, 6 hours or 4 hours. I generally did a 6-hour eating window. So I would have my breakfast at noon. So my first meal of the day was noon. If I needed to drink something before that, I could have a cup of tea. I don't drink coffee. Other people drink coffee. If you drink coffee, then you would have your coffee earlier if you wanted to. But I would have my tea like at 10 a.m. or so. Okay, but I never consumed anything before 10. And then my first meal is at 12 noon. All right, I would have my meal, and generally I would have my 3 eggs. Okay, that's what I generally have to break my fast or to have my breakfast, okay? And once I have those 3 eggs, I am not hungry until 6 p.m. All right, and at 6 p.m. I would have dinner, and in that dinner, I would have maybe, some grilled salmon and maybe some cabbage or a pumpkin sauteed in coconut milk. Very filling, very yummy, absolutely delicious. And then I'm full and I don't eat anything after 7. And so I'm fasting from that point on until I have my next meal, which is the next day at noon. All right. So that's what I did first. I started doing intermittent fasting. All right. If you want to learn more about intermittent fasting, I do have a video on intermittent fasting and I'm going to link it here. All right. That was number 1. Number 2, I started doing a monthly 3-day fast. All right. So this was not something that I planned on doing. A fellow attorney told me that she did a 2-week fast. She did a 2-week water fast, and she had cleansed herself and gotten rid of all these toxins in her body. And so I decided that I was going to do a week of that. All right. So we all gathered together and said we're going to do 7 days. I'd never fasted before in my life. All right. And but it was going to be water and tea, or water and coffee if you drink coffee. And so that's what I did. And it was just an amazing experience doing that 7-day fast. And I lost weight, but man, like my body just like tightened and cleared up, and my skin looked really wonderful and tight and supple. And I said, gosh, I need to do this monthly. And so I started doing a 3-day fast after that monthly, by myself. Every month for 3 days. I have not missed it, and it's been 4 years now that I've been doing that. All right. So if you'd like to join, I do have a fabulous fasting team with a few women who we fast every month, and I'm going to link that below so that you can join our team and join our challenges that we have throughout each month. All right. So I highly suggest, if you can do water only, that's great. If you can do water and tea or water and coffee, that's fine too. I do have a fasting drink also that I instruct on how to make, which is really delicious. You can have this fasting drink every day. You don't have to just do it when you fast. And of course, you can do a dry fast. The last year, I've been doing dry fast only, meaning that I don't have water or tea or coffee or anything while I fast for 3 days. I survived just fine, and pee just fine, and regular just fine, not having anything for those 3 days, because your body already has all that food in it that's storing for that very reason. So when you don't eat, your body's using your fat storage to burn for energy, and that's why you lose weight. All right. And that's why you survive just fine, not having anything for 3 days. All right. So fasting, highly, highly recommend fasting, whether or not you start with intermittent fasting or you do a full fast, like I'm telling you, 3 days each month, or maybe you fast 1 day per week for 36 hours. All right. So I'll definitely have more videos on fasting and how it's amazing with the health benefits. So definitely subscribe to the channel. All right. So that you can get this information. So the third thing that I did was I changed my nutrition. Okay. So before that, I was a vegetarian for many years. Before vegetarianism, I was a vegan for 5 years. So what I found out though during this journey on veganism, etc., is that because of the things that I was eating, it was causing my stomach to be bloated and very upset and causing other issues. Other issues that I will discuss in later videos with you, including a thyroid issue that resulted from all the soy that I was eating when I was a vegan. Okay, so I started to say this to I say this to tell you that just because you are a vegan or you're a vegetarian, it doesn't mean that you're healthy. Okay, I was very unhealthy as a vegan and vegetarian. I'm still a vegetarian. Still a vegetarian. I eat seafood. I'm still a vegetarian. I do not eat any other meat. I will say that it's very, very important for you to, if you are doing any of these meal plans or lifestyles, that you make sure that you're eating whole foods and that you're healthy. Okay, and then whatever meals that are causing problems within your body, whatever things that you're eating that's upsetting your stomach, just stop eating it. Stop eating it. Because I've said this before and I'll say it again. Love what loves you back. Okay, so it doesn't matter, this is my ancestral food, this is my culture, this is how I was raised, this is what I do. If it's making you sick and making you unwell and giving you disease, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you holding on to this thing that is not good for you? So I say release anything that's not good for you. All right. If it doesn't make you feel well, there's certain things that when you eat it, even if it's a vegetable, your stomach doesn't feel well after you have that. You know that you're not supposed to have that. Some people, I love eggs, but other people, they their stomach gets upset if they eat eggs, or the sense of rawness from the eggs, the smell, they can't deal with it. It makes them nauseous. Don't eat eggs then. I'm a huge advocate for eating eggs, but if it doesn't make you feel good, do not eat it, right? So that's my philosophy in anything in life, whether or not it's your health, your job, your partner, okay, your hobbies, whatever it is. If you're not happy with it, it doesn't make you feel good, release it, okay? Just release it. Love what loves you back. Love what loves you back. So I changed my diet to a ketogenic lifestyle, okay? And as I said before, I'm a vegetarian. So a lot of keto people are massive meat eaters. You'll see their videos, and it's a whole heap of meat. I don't eat any of that, okay? So I literally, keto is basically low carbs, very, very low carbs, high healthy fat, and moderate protein. So for protein, I eat fish and other seafood, all right? And for healthy fats, for example, I eat like avocado, or I eat very grass-fed organic butter. I eat coconut oil, right? All of that is healthy fat, all right? And then of course, low carb vegetables. So whether or not it's cauliflower or cabbage or pumpkin, that's the sort of stuff that I eat that is low carbohydrates, because high carbohydrates or high starch foods gives me bloat and makes me overweight, okay? So once I got rid of all of that heavy stuff, you know about, as us black folks say, you eat something, say like, I don't know, in the afternoon, a heavy lunch, and you have the itis, right? And there's no such thing as itis really. At the end of the day, it's just too much starch for your body, and so you want to go to sleep, okay? So cut out that heavy starchy stuff that is causing you bloating, gut issues, and to go to sleep, okay? So I cut out all of those things, and it just really, really healed my body. And not only that, like my brain is like sharper and happier from burning fat as fuel on a ketogenic diet. So the other thing that I did, which is number 4, was I eliminated, and this kind of ties into 3, but I eliminated foods that cause me issues. So any food that's going to cause you issue, and the number 1 food that you should eliminate, I advocate for everyone eliminating this, is sugar. Stop eating sugar, okay? So I replace sugar with monk fruit sweetener or stevia. And when you replace sugar with natural sweeteners such as monk fruit or stevia, you want to make sure that the mix that you get is not full of chemicals either, okay? So it's very important that you read the labels and know that that stuff should not be full of other chemicals that are just going to cause you problems and make you unwell. It's, it kind of defeats the purpose of giving up sugar. But sugar, I'm definitely going to do a video on sugar. I'm going to do a big video on sugar, because sugar is so bad for us, it's not even funny. It's so bad for our brain. It literally makes us addicted. And so, there have been studies where they show the brain on sugar and the brain on heroin, and the brain structure is the same, because that's how it deteriorates our brain. It's the same the way a heroin addict's brain look with our sugar addiction. Okay, so absolutely positively cut out sugar to reduce inflammation, and also just to make yourself well. Okay, so that's number 1 in terms of elimination of inflammatory foods. The other thing that is inflammatory is wheat. So get rid of wheat. Of course, I'll do a whole other video on wheat, because and if you want me to do videos on these things as well, please leave a comment and let me know. But wheat has a whole massive history of what it's doing to us, okay? Grains, I also eliminated grains from my meals. And of course, last but certainly not least, is to eliminate ultra processed foods or highly processed foods. A lot of that stuff has really bad oils in it, very bad vegetable oils in them as well. That's really causing us problems and causing us illnesses. And so some of us, we'll say, okay, well, I'm a vegetarian or I'm a vegan, but I'm still cooking in quote unquote vegetable oil, which is a chemical oil. It's chemical. It's not made out of vegetables. Okay. So that may be causing you to be inflamed, and you don't understand why you're sick when you're supposed to be healthy because you're a vegan or a vegetarian. All right. So in terms of my diet, as you can see, and my eating plan, I eat foods that are good for me, and then that's going to cause me to burn fat as well. Okay. And it's going to help my brain be sharp and powerful. So number five is I changed my sleep habits. So I'm nocturnal. I'm Scorpio, and I can stay up till 5, 6, 7 in the morning going to bed. So I have to really fight to go to bed earlier. Okay, and earlier used to be like 2 a.m. I'm also a lawyer, and if you're preparing for a case or preparing for a trial, you're up for hours and hours and hours just working it out, right? So I'm just used to that. So I decided to change my sleeping habits so that I could get up, when the sun comes up, right? Keep the circadian clock going and working with that. And so I made that major adjustment. So I started going to bed earlier, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and making sure that I got at least 7 hours of sleep per night. That really makes a massive change on your body if you're getting at least your 7 hours and you're sleeping really well, really soundly. I sleep through the night. And so it really changes your gut structure, all right? And the other thing that I do, which is number 6, okay, is I decided to do some health on my brain. So we tend to do things, to improve our physical bodies, and we're not even thinking about what's happening to our brain, even though our brain is actually part of that physical, right? So we think it's separate, but it really is not. And your gut is very tied to your brain. So your mental health is so important. And if you have gut issues, it could be affecting your mental health. You could be getting depression just because you have gut issues. You have inflammation in your gut. You have inflammation in your brain, and it's causing you mental issues. Okay, so to clean that out is very important. Okay, because when your gut is clean and in sync, so is your brain. All right, and make sure that you're feeding your brain good, healthy things. So not just the food that you're consuming, but the TV shows that you're listening to. Are you listening to the news all the time? Is it negative all the time? Are you dealing with negative people all the time? What are you listening to? Is it uplifting? Is it helping you? Is it healing you? Or is it just like making you angry, making you crazy, etc., etc.? So limit your consumption of what you're putting in your brain that's really negative, and try to put some positive things in your existence. Okay, and so that's what I do in terms of looking at my brain and how I want it to function, and illnesses that I don't want to develop later in life that has to do with the brain. Okay, so feed your gut well, and your brain will be fed well also. Now, if you want me to make a video on brain health and how to enhance your brain and help to prevent brain illnesses such as Alzheimer's or dementia, or help if folks already have that to slow the progress of those types of things, leave a comment below. All right, leave a comment below and let me know the type of videos that you want to hear from me. All right, that's gonna benefit you and benefit your family and your loved ones. All right, so the seventh thing that I did, all right, number seven is I increased my daily practice of yoga and meditation. So I started making sure that I do this daily. I do yoga and meditation. The yoga that I do is called Ananda Marga, and it's a yoga that I've been doing since I was 18 years old. First started doing it when I went to college, all right? And that yoga means path of bliss. So it's very gentle stretching. It's very kind, very gentle stretching, doing the various asanas, the yoga poses, and then, of course, meditation after that. So first thing in the morning is I do my stretching, and then I do my meditation. Meditation, it's up to you how you meditate, but of course, for me, I close my eyes and I go to my happy place. Everyone has a different happy place. Some people, their happy place may be the mountains, it may be in a farm, it may be vegetation around you, it could be a rainforest. For other people, their happy place may be the ocean or some kind of body of water. So, it could be a pond or a lake, a river, maybe the waterfalls, right? But put yourself in your happy place. And I chant when I meditate. So I focus on the chant, which is a yoga chant that I do, which means love is all there is. So that's all I'm meditating on. And listen, when you're done with that meditation, I'm generally a happy person anyways, and I'm generally optimistic about life no matter what's happening in the world or what's happening with me. I just have a very positive outlook. I'm just a positive person. But when I do that, I feel like I'm high. I'm on a high. Like I'm on a high, period. And to start your day like that is so nourishing and wonderful for your body, mind, and soul. And then the last thing that I do at night is I do my meditation again, okay? So it's so important because right before you go to bed, after the day's stresses and dramas and traumas that we deal with all day, to get centered and to do that meditation and then go to sleep, you sleep so well, all right? So those are my 7 things, 7 changes that I made that helped to heal my gut and got rid of my bloating, prevented weight gain, and prevented pain and discomfort in my body. And so if any of these things are of interest to you, just leave a comment below and let me know what you would like to hear more about, all right? And I will definitely look into making a video on one of those topics. Now, we have my monthly fasting is every month, typically the 1st through the 3rd of the month, right? The first 3 days, typically, unless I'm traveling or something like that, but we're generally doing it 1st through the 3rd. So the next fast is the 1st through the 3rd. I'm gonna leave the link below so that you can join our fabulous fasting team, okay? And join our community of women who are fasting every month and taking charge of our health, because this channel is literally about that. We are taking charge of our health by doing things, learning tips and practices and foods to eat so that we can be our best selves in life, okay? Now, I also have some other links below to join our newsletter. So we're gonna be having our newsletter on health and wellness, and you'll be getting tips, etc., from the newsletter as well. So please go ahead and click the newsletter link and sign up to be to receive that newsletter. All right, you're gonna get some gems in there, and it's much more extended than a video. Okay, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we post content or go live. All right, thank you so much for watching. Cheers to healthy living.